so weird to me.
Oh, sorry.
Oh shoot. Welcome to the Valentine's edition.
We are in the Mini Cooper. This is my girlfriend too.
This is my girlfriend as well.
I'm gonna interview you both on your journey and the goods and the bads.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be honest.
Only honesty.
Yup.
I promise.
Boy Scout. It's gonna be one long interview, people. Get ready. Buckle up, guys.
Buckle up, we're going for a ride.
Honest. Honesty.
Oh.
Hashtag honesty.
Hashtag raw and honest. First, ask you guys how you guys met and how you guys started dating.
We actually met off of Instagram, social media. We had shot with a mutual photographer, and the next week Gavin ended up shooting with her, and she was like, "Oh my God, you have to meet this girl named Larsen.
Stop talking about this.
You guys would be so cute together." And Gavin's like, okay. So I went onto her photos and saw a picture of Gavin, so I liked it. He saw my like. He came onto my Instagram and he slid into my DMs.
He swan dove into those DMs.
He did a full-on swan dive into my
Olympics.
DMs.
And then I asked if she wanted coffee, because I'm a huge coffee lover. Like, you want to go get coffee sometime? And she's like, I don't like coffee. And I was like,
you're like, ooh, should I date her then?
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be
like,
a
that's
struggle.
strike one.
Strike one.
How many strikes is she on now?
Just one.
Aww.
I love him.
I'm so single.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
This is the funniest video. This is gonna be your best one.
I've only had one other one. You're very successful and you're only 17. I know, my mind's blown too. How did you get your start in the industry?
Gavin, I would appreciate it if you stopped kissing my
okay,
neck.
honestly, this is X-rated. Amen.
This is hashtag raw. I got into the industry because my parents were like, what can we put her in other than her breaking her neck every second in gymnastics? And the closest thing was dance. So I started taking it super seriously, started like training 30 hours a week in dance. And my first job was on Nickelodeon, and I was dancing and I was like, oh my God, like this is so cool being on set surrounded by so many amazing people. This is like what I want to do. So from there, I kind of like lost hope in modeling because I was like, no one's 5'7", no one's 4, or I was like 13 at the time, and no one's gonna get signed with Next at 13 years old. So I went in there with low hopes, and they ended up signing me, and I was just like, oh my God, this is one of my favorite agencies. I'm like dying right now. I've just been modeling and traveling, and it's been so good, and I've met so many amazing people. Like I met Krissy through...
Aww.
I met her at a birthday party with an industry friend. Like I would have never met her then. And I met Gavin off of Instagram. So social media for me is like important in some ways, but the negativity needs to like go, and it probably won't ever go away. But that's why you have influencers that you guys should look up to that are inspiring and motivating and actually like spread positive vibes instead of people that are just like negative, you know?
And Gavin, how did you get your start in the industry?
I got my start. I went to church one Sunday morning, and my mom's really good friend came up to my mom and was like, this child needs to model. And me, I was like, making money and I'm 4 years old? Sure. So I just started modeling. I was modeling for JCPenney's for like 8 years. And then I went on my first audition, and I really loved it, and it was just fun for me because I got to be like my crazy self. I did my first commercial, and then I did my first Christian film, I Am Gabriel, and then after that it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling.
What would you say the bad part of Instagram is?
I don't like bullying on Instagram because there's so many people, like kids especially, that are hiding behind a computer screen and like saying whatever the heck they want on people's pages, and it's like, why are you gonna put somebody down? We should all be lifting each other up and loving one another. And it's just really sad to see that on social media.
People are scared to be themselves. People are scared to put stupid videos of themselves doing stupid things that really shows their personality. When I first started my Instagram, it was literally just me doing stupid videos with my dad or doing like family photos and stuff like that because that was me. And now I feel like I've had to change my Instagram because people looked down and they wouldn't hire me because my Instagram wasn't like that. And I'm like, well, all right. I mean, of course I still post things of my personality because I'm not ever gonna stop that, but just people are scared to be themselves and they want to be like everybody else.
I feel like all these young kids again, are looking up to these public figures that are completely fake and hide who they really are. So everyone's like, oh, I can't make a mistake because they don't make mistakes, and I have to have bigger lips, I have to have a thigh gap, I have to look this way or that way to like feel validated in the world. Even sometimes they want like a bigger following because they think that's how they find validation, and it's just, we only show what we want to show, you know? Like we only show the good times, and we never are like, oh, I mentioned this in my last video, we never mention like the mental breakdowns or the, oh, I didn't book this job. Like we only show the things we booked, we only show the fake side of real situations.
Another negative side of social media is it also affects jobs. So
Yeah.
you can't even book jobs if you don't have 800,000 followers or more. So many of these people today have all these followers, but some of them are sex symbols, and like
Yeah.
all these little kids are watching them, and it's really disappointing.
And how does it make you feel though when you don't book jobs because you don't have a big enough following?
Talent is getting drained these days. Like, talent doesn't matter with followings. It's all about your following now, which is so sad. So when things like that happen, I just continue to work harder. There's no point in dwelling in it and being like, oh, well, I wish I had 800,000 followers, because I could care less how many followers I have. I just want to have positive, kind, and good-hearted people on my Instagram, because those are the people I want to inspire and motivate. At the end of the day, if I don't have your average 800,000 followers, I'm just like, deuces, I won't work with you then.
But Gavin, also I heard that at auditions, sometimes they ask you to write down your following, or if you don't have a big enough following, you won't book the job, they won't even consider you.
Yeah.
And I just feel like this has changed so much from having talent to just having a number.
That is very true, but they have dialed it back since a year or two ago. They're starting to realize that followers isn't always everything, because they hire someone and then they'll be like, oh, he's gonna be amazing. He has so many followers. Obviously, he has that many followers for a reason. And then he gets on a set and he's like, I don't know how to dance.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's starting to slow down a little bit, and they're starting to catch on. But it's just a trend.
Okay, so Larsen, what are some good tips of staying humble?
Being humble is really important to me, because especially seeing all these people I've looked up to act so rude to me when it's like the fans are the ones that brought them to who they are today. It's like I want to be different from them and be kind to everyone that comes up to me, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we're all on the same level.
If you guys weren't in the industry, what would you be doing? And do you think you'd feel as validated as if you were in the industry?
I already know what I would be doing, because it's my other passion that I'm very, very, very passionate about.
You'd be playing
Soccer! I feel like I would definitely feel as validated, because I would still be doing social media and stuff. I would still just be posting videos about me, and I like playing soccer and doing other things. So it's like, I don't need a big following. I just need my mom and dad saying I love you. That's all I need.
I feel like if I were to be doing anything else, like whether it's soccer or volleyball, as long as I felt like I was doing my best and I felt proud with what I was doing, that's all the validation I need.
Really, God made me who I am, and I don't need anybody else's validation to feel confident. I am myself.
I have such a supportive family who I'm so blessed to have that, and I have such supportive friends, and I feel like my confidence just comes from them, my family and my friends, and when you're surrounded by people who are confident as well, it builds your confidence on its own. So confidence is key, man. Be happy with who you are and the way God made you. The industry looks like it's so full of rainbows and unicorns. You have to have such tough skin to be in this industry. That's all I know, because you can get turned away. There's so many models where I hear their stories, and it like makes me want to cry when they come back and they're like, oh, they're yelling at me because I need to lose 10 pounds. And I'm just like, you should just be happy with who you are, because it's just like, ugh, it just makes me so upset to see people that are just like changing for social media. I want to make a change. Like, I want to make a difference. I want to inspire millions of people or billions of people, because I think it's important. Like, there's so many people today that aren't using their title in a good way. So
yeah, they use it to better themselves.
Exactly.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Trust me, guys, it is so hard to find friends in this industry. I mean, there's people that you think are your friends, and in the end, they're just stabbing you in the back and trying to get something from you. And that's how it's been my whole life in the industry.
What is some good advice to give someone who wants to be a model?
Don't let others' opinion affect your personality or your image or even your body image. It's like you should totally just stick with yourself, because ever since I started modeling, I've never changed for anybody, and I will never change for anybody because I'm happy with who I am as a person.
Positivity will always beat negativity. If you're so positive and your mindset is so positive, there's really nothing that can stop you. You have to love yourself before you can put yourself out there, because otherwise you're gonna get torn apart.
How did you learn to love your freckles and red hair?
As I started growing up, I hated my freckles. I started realizing, and I was like, I don't want to look like every other girl, and I want to be different, and I want to just be happy with the way God made me. Like, why am I putting myself down when I can't change the way I look, no matter how much Botox I were to do or almost all this plastic surgery crap? It's like, I should just be happy with the way I was created and love who I am. Growing up with that mentality really helped me, and now I'm just like so grateful for the way I look and the way I am, because I think it's super important, because you shouldn't look at beauty in just one way, because there's beauty in everything. Like,
Yeah.
you should never look at somebody and say they're ugly, because no one's ugly. Everyone is beautiful in who they are, and don't put yourself down. Like, it's all about your heart. So if you have a good heart, you have beauty. So I think having a good heart is super important.
Love you guys.
Okay.
Kiss.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
We love you guys so much. Be happy
y'all.
with who you are. Love yourself. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. And all of you are
And-
incredible.
Okay, comment down below
Make sure to like and
someone
subscribe.
you'd want for me to interview. If you're single on Valentine's Day, don't worry, because I am too, and we're all gonna get through this together, okay?
Love you guys so much.
I'm
I
so
love you.
alone.
Gavin, stop. Pretty boy swag.
All right.
Pretty boy
All right.
swag. Pretty boy
All right,
swag. Pretty
yeah, we
boy
get it.
swag.
Yeah, we get it.
Roasted!
Boy,
I'm literally about to pee myself. I'm so funny.
Said nothing funny so far.